really important fact of this preamp, something that in my experience I noticed made a big difference in quality of sound, is not having a power supply only regulated by caps, by capacitors. So we have power transformer, which is, I suppose, is one big power transformer in common. It's just the only thing in common for the two channel. But I'm not exactly sure. I don't remember. Then we have two chokes as first regulation. Then we have two huge capacitors at second stage of regulation. Maybe we have one. I remember they were four, so probably we have three chokes, or we had two transformer. I don't remember. I should have to open it all over, but it's a bit a mess to do. Inside of it, I as well inside of it, and inside of all the circuits which are under, there are no printed circuits, not at all. Is all point-to-point wiring, silver wiring. Everything is point-to-point silver wiring. So no printed board, no. So very easy to fix by any technician if anything may happen in the future, because you have no printed boards, you have no small parts such as SMD parts of small printed boards, which are almost impossible to fix by any technician at all. If something goes wrong with SMD, you have to replace totally the printed circuit. So I want to try to show you, I put any kind of light I can. You see there, another there, another there, and I open here too, but it's not a sunny day, unfortunately, because I want you to see any little marks that it may have. As you can see, but just because all the lights I put in a way in order to show them, there's a little mark here, little ones here, and well, let me see here. These are very superficial marks too. Let me say that in normal light condition you can't mostly see them. Anyway, I have a cover replacement too. I should have to look for it, because I never change, because they are almost invisible. It arrived this way. I didn't do anything. It's just residual small marks at the assembling at the factory. So anyway, I requested, since I knew the owner almost well, a cover replacement, and he shipped to me a cover replacement. But indeed, I never replaced it because I never saw them. Even considering that you are not staying there all the day looking at the top, basically it is always in a rack, so you don't even see them. But if you want, in any case, I will look for it, because I simply don't actually remember where I put it, because I never installed it, because they are almost invisible. There are no marks here. Let us check very well. Is this a mark? No, it's just dust. Yeah, it was just dust, so no marks at all here, anywhere at all. This is the part that maybe one, I don't know if I can be able to show in any way, because it's really almost impossible to show. It's too light and too superficial, which is simply no way to let you see it. I barely see with my eyes. I don't know if you can. I think you can, because barely with my eyes I can barely see any sign. Then anyway, any cover is simply a metal sheet, so any cover can be replaced almost with a negligible, totally inexpensive charge. If in the future we'll eventually have a dent or a scratch or something, because it may happen, you can replace it, asking to the factory, and they sent me free, because I was the owner. But anyway, it's just a simple, as you can see, a simple sheet of inox metal, so totally inexpensive, and I will ship to you. You just you surely have to pay much more attention on this plate, because this is the chassis, so it would be much more complicated. It would be a mess to replace it, but it's really hard to you don't touch this part at all, and so you don't really risk at all. As you can see, the tubes are under the line, so the line of the top here, so they're really, it's almost impossible to scratch this area. Let's talk about the tubes for an instance. They are placed on a floating base in order to completely reduce microphonics. It's a floating base. I can show you. As you can see, they are not firm at all. not because they're broken at all, but because the plate on which they are installed is floating on rubber elastics. So in order to avoid